my name is Nur Annisa Primasita Dewi. In this change, I would like to review an article journal with the title "What Does Language Assessment Literacy Mean to the Teacher?" The first part is the aim of these articles. There are views aimed that researchers try to explain. First is to gain understanding of teachers' knowledge on assessment and actual observation of classroom through focus group discussion. Second is to gain knowledge from observation to developing materials which meet teachers' whose actual stated needs. The main focus is on the first aim, then the second one is just addressed briefly. And the second one is about a research question. There are 4 questions that researchers try to answer in these article journals. First, what are teacher attitudes to assessment? Second, how confident the teachers feel when engaging in an assessment gallery. Third, how confident the teachers feel about engaging in tasks. And the last one is what does the impact when the assessment have on the classroom. Second part is the data collection and analysis. The data collection and analysis was investigated about teachers' practice, beliefs, and attitude towards assessment, which is qualitatively included interviews, classroom observation, and focus group discussion. The data collection was divided by 3 stages. Stage 1, the researcher took a semi-constructed interviews with 3 teachers in UK University. This stage explored what assessment training they have received and the impact on their teaching practice. Also, in this stage, the researcher chose a teacher based on their backgrounds and experience. Stage 2, the researcher conducted classroom observation and follow-up interviews and involved 3 different teachers working at study centers in UK University to determine what kind of assessment that teachers usually use in the classroom. All of them have different work experience in ELT. This observation was inspired by one created Colby Kellyanne Turner. There are 16 assessment activities. Every 3 minutes of observation, the researchers should note the question about what they were observing, and the interviews included the question about attitude to assessment and effect of testing on the classroom and discussion. The last stage was focused on group discussion. There were 5 groups with 48 teachers and trained teachers who work from large international organizations. They were based on Madrid and Paris. It was consist from various level and type of language learners, from beginners to advanced, from kindergarten to UAP and ESP within companies. They were all native speaker or bilingual Spanish-English or French-English. The major purpose of this stage it was to confirm that pass on stage 1 and 2 were typical of much broader range of English language teacher. Each group was consist of 6 until 8 participants and was facilitated by researchers. This took 19 minutes with each group, thus allowing most of the stage 2 teachers' responses to be covered. And the data analysis, this data analysis included 4 components. There are test analysis and using software programs for task delivery and analysis, knowledge, including issues in measurement and language description, different models of language learning, teaching and testing, principles, including the proper use of language tests, their fairness and impact, and using deductive approach. The last part is findings. As the researchers seen, the teachers very successfully used range of assessment activities in the classes, while at the same time insisting that what they were doing was an assessment, but simply good teaching practice. So the teachers that researchers were spoke to could be described as having somewhat contradictory attitude towards assessment. Assessment was considered negatively, but good assessment practices were considered part of good teaching, and being a good teacher was, as can be expected, important to the participants. To answer the second and the third research question, the answer was there were so many participants in the project felt not confident about engaging their assessment or testing. The comments from teachers can influence of the task in the classroom. Also, in the focus group, participants mentioned the importance of students to obtain the certificate of English language proficiency in economically difficult time. To answer research question number 4, it was very clear that assessment has a major influence on testing and assessment. But that was always be positive in some way because it has become similarity with testing, and testing could be perceived as having a negative impact on language learning. To the GAP, I think there is no GAP in this article journal, so thank you for your attention. Goodbye.